Real filmmakers use manual exposure, and you'll know why once you try it a few times. Exposure refers to an image's brightness, and three functions control it: aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. Each of these functions both affects lighting and an additional secondary effect. Aperture refers to the openness or closedness of the camera's lens. Think of a pupil dilating or an eye squinting. The smaller the hole, the less light enters. A lens's aperture is measured in f-stops. Lower numbers refer to a more open lens, and higher numbers refer to a more closed lens. The secondary effect for aperture is that it alters your depth of field. Higher f-stops will result in a wider depth of field. More will be in focus. Notice the camera in the back. It's pretty sharp. But on a lower f-stop, that will result in a shallow depth of field, meaning less will be in focus. Now see the camera in the background is blurrier than before. Think of when somebody squints their eyes to read something fine or see a small detail far off. The smaller the opening for light, the finer the detail comes through. Shutter speed refers to how fast the camera's shutter opens and closes per image. This isn't exactly right, but think of your eye blinking. If you blink fast in quick succession, less light enters your eye. So the higher the shutter speed, the less light enters your camera. But the secondary effect to shutter speed is really the main part, and it has to do with motion blur. The faster your shutter speed, the sharper motion appears, and the lower, the blurrier. Notice how if I pause the higher shutter speed example, we can see the rope finely. But if I pause it on the lower shutter speed example, the rope is blurred in that individual image. An amateur filmmaker might think that sharper motion is always better, but it's actually the opposite, because our eyes see motion blur naturally. If motion is too sharp for too long, it might give us a headache. If you want to achieve natural motion blur, double your frame rate. So, if you're shooting 24 frames per second, set your motion blur to 48. ISO refers to the light sensitivity of the camera's sensor. This is an electronic function, not a mechanical one. By changing the ISO on your camera, you are telling the camera's computer how to interpret the footage. A low ISO will make your camera insensitive to light, and a high ISO will make your camera sensitive to light. The lower the ISO, the darker the image, and the higher, the brighter. The secondary effect is that a high ISO introduces more noise to your footage. Think about when you first wake up in the morning. Your eyes are super sensitive to light since they've been shut all night. You start to see weird artifacts floating across your eyes. Cameras work in the same sort of way. Noise is generally seen as unattractive and distracting, so you'll probably want to keep your ISO as low as possible. But a high ISO can be used to simulate security footage or night vision. So manual exposure is a bit complicated and takes time to get used to. Here's how I would start. 1. Set your shutter speed to double your frame rate. Again, 99% of the time you're going to want natural motion blur. 2. Lower your ISO to its lowest possible value. Generally speaking, you want as little noise as possible in your footage. From there, number 3, just use your aperture. And you can raise your ISO when necessary, when your aperture can't open up enough. That's how I would start. And once you get used to using these functions in their standard way, you can start experimenting.